It is a beautiful Wednesday morning right here in the city of Ibadan. You're on to Splash 105.5 FM. This is the Integrity Station, and we're reaching you live from White House, Felele, Ibadan. The thing women have yet to learn is nobody gives you power. You just have to take it. That statement was made by Rosenbar. Maybe she's right. You're on to Leading Women on Splash 105.5 FM. I am Titilope Oyeola. Once again, let us tell stories about women. Let us go to the beautiful world of great women. And today, my guest is someone who has given herself, a part of herself, to the service of humanity and to the service of the state as well. She's very passionate about young people. She's passionate about giving herself, making life more comfortable for other people. And you will get to know in the course of my discussion with her. Don't also forget that there is a segment on the program where we go over to the streets to take opinions of women on the streets. That segment actually is called Woman on the Street. That is the part where we go over to the street and speak to women about certain issues that bother on womanhood. What is the regular woman thinking about? What is the average woman? What is our opinion about such issues? You would stick around to find out what we are going to ask the woman on the street for today. But right about now, let me go over to bring my guest to the microphone. My leading woman for today, as I said earlier, is someone who is very passionate about young people, and she has done a whole lot in that regard. She is also the former First Lady of Lagos State, the immediate past First Lady of Lagos State, and the founder of Leadership Empowerment and Research Network, LEN. I'm talking about Dame Abimbola Fashola. It's a pleasure to have you.
Pleasure to be with you, Titilope.
Okay, how are you today? Fine, thank you. So, let's start off. You're from a family of many firsts. Your father he fought in the First World War, and he was the first African sergeant major in the army. Not only that, your uncle, Chief Adeojo, am I correct with the pronunciation? Okay, Adeojo, he was the first Nigerian clerk of the Legislative Council. That's in 1945. And your aunt, Chief Adepeju Eson, she was the first educated Iyalode of Ibadan, and she also became the first female senator in Nigeria. And you were First Lady for 8 years. So how does that make you feel? Is that just a coincidence, or there's something more to it?
I'm sure it's a coincidence.
That's more.
Really, I'm not the governor, so to say, so I won't be. It's not that I'm the first governor in my family.
Well, you're a First Lady. There's a first.
I've married someone who has gone into politics and became the governor.
So you think it was just all coincidence? So how did you react to his disposition towards politics before you went into politics? Because before you became the First Lady, you had a 9-to-5 job. You were working with the British Council, and then your husband too was working in law chambers, and then he said he was going to vie for the position of the governor of Lagos State. How did you react to that decision? His sudden interest in politics, if I must say.
Well, it happened like this. He had his own job.
Okay.
He was working for someone when we met.
Okay.
And then started his own law firm. And then after that, I was working in the British Council. And then because he had served and managed the former governor of Lagos State's property there, and done some administrative work for him, and by name Abimbola Fashola. And because of their crossing paths, when he returned and became the governor, and for his second tenure, he invited my husband to be his chief of staff.
Okay.
So he had to leave the law firm to go and support him in the administrative work.
Okay.
As the chief of staff to the governor then. And then thereafter, when he was about to leave, because he couldn't run the third term, there were so many people vying for the post, and my husband wasn't really interested.
So he said he wasn't initially interested. Was he lured into it? What eventually convinced him to take the offer?
Well, his predecessor then spoke to so many people that my husband respected, those who were like mentors to him.
Okay.
And they came round as if they were pleading with him to do the job. And after a while, we discussed it as a family.
Okay.
And then You know, my first reaction was no, this can't happen, because I wasn't married to a politician. I didn't even see that coming. For my husband to have said, okay, if people are asking him to do this, they're not asking him to do any other thing but to serve his state and do something worthy for the state. Why not? So we decided to talk about it. We prayed over it, called the children and all.
Okay, so you were working at that time, and then in 2006 you resigned your position at the British Council. Was it because you wanted to support his career, or it was just some other reasons? Why did you leave your job?
Well, the intention then was, one, I had a 5-year-old who at some point would not get to know me because my job was very tedious. I was leaving home very early and don't get back till he's gone to bed.
What was the nature of the job?
It's got to do with running examinations, and we're running various examination boards for the UK. You have the University of London exams, you have the GCE exams, you have the Cambridge GCE exams, you have the English testing exams for those who are migrating. You know, so, and it was very tedious, so I just could not afford to do that, and I felt like my child comes first, you know. So, and then secondly, my husband's nomination as the governor then, and for the race to support him and to be there when he is running about for his election campaign and all that. I will be at home managing the home front.
Okay, so what was the transitioning process like from someone who had a regular 9 to 5 to becoming the first lady of the most, you know, the biggest, if I might say, was economically viable state in Nigeria? That's a very big position. What was the transitioning process like? Did you feel a bit intimidated by that position?
I would say no.
Okay.
Because maybe due to the job I was doing then, and I had done in the past, you know, just like I said, once you're very hardworking, it's so easy for you to be overwhelmed. But when you cast everything onto God and you're able to prioritize your day, prioritize what you need to do and what you don't need to do, those things that are absolutely necessary and those that are not necessary, then you're able to survive by the day.
All right. Now, when you were first lady, you picked up a lot of interest, which materialized into various forms, such as environmental cleanliness. You had interest in child health care, education, and you established the Lagos Empowerment and Resource Network, LEARN. Was it because of the fact that you were first lady at that time? Was it that you wouldn't have done that if you were not first lady, or being the first lady afforded you the opportunity to do so?
Being the first lady afforded me the opportunity to do more. But before then, I'd always been interested in being supportive to anyone who is in need, anyone who is voiceless, and those really, I cherish values, I cherish helping people, and so that gave me a platform to do more and to be visible. It's things that I have been brought up to do, always serving humankind, you know, so it was just on a larger platform. And for everyone to know what was happening in your life
at that time. Okay, so tell us about LEARN, the Lagos Empowerment and Resource Network, which is now Leadership Empowerment and Resource Network. You founded that while you were First Lady, and you're still continuing that legacy. What's it all about?
Well, Lagos Empowerment and Resource Network is all about grooming the young ones, the young leaders, to be responsible, to do that which they are supposed to do, and to be self-confident, you know. And then the essence really is to educate them and empower them in a way that is not the usual norm in education system that we have in our country. And that's you coming in and we're telling you, okay, what subjects would you like us to help you with? Because that's where we started from. So we were doing after school, we're running after school programs, and we were helping them to succeed in their WAEC exams. And then during the summer vacation, we would do skill empowerment as well as games and extracurricular just to ensure that we're getting all the children, we're molding them in all the fields of life. Just to say that you can always play, but you can be serious as well. And while you're still in school, you get a passion. So we teach them skills such as barbing, hairdressing, sewing, bead making, art making, bag making. Things that when you sit at home, you can always use your hands skillfully. And it's something that catches that when you learn this, it's learning for life. Legacy Empowerment and Resource Network was founded 10 years ago.
Okay.
And it actually started when a few friends of mine came in and said, what would you be doing? What would be your legacy as wife of the governor of Lagos State? So while we were brainstorming, and I was saying, well, my heart goes to helping these children to have a strong foundation, to be firm on ground, and ensure that I am always very detailed, so to say, and I love children when you are age 10, anywhere you find yourself in the world, to be able to do what any other age 10 would do.
Okay.
Have that knowledge, be able to discuss responsibly, and be able to do that which you're supposed to do at whatever age you find yourself. And so my focus was on the youth, on helping them to succeed with their exams. Then we had problems with people passing their West
WAEC.
African examination called WAEC. So we were doing running after school programs, and we were as well helping them to find a passion while still in secondary school, so that when they are done with their WAEC, in the interim where you have nothing doing, we bring you on board, we teach you a skill, find out what you want to learn. We don't instill or try to tell you this is what you should be doing. We try to find out what your interest is, and then try to run programs for you, so that while you are at home, when you are not good academically, you can always be good with skills, and it's something that you can as well use to earn some kind of living for yourself and for your family if you need to help them, so that you are just not lying fallow and saying it's not working for me. You must learn something so that it works for you and you are able to support when the time comes. And then aside from that, we try as much as possible to do leadership, catch them young, ensuring that they know the rudiments of being a good leader, the attributes, the qualities, and we love them to apply it themselves. So they tell us what's happening in their world, and we help them as well. So we run leadership programs, we do time out with the youth, which is part of what we do, and then we do parenting. So now we have changed the name from Lagos, because then when we were trying to coin what we would call it so that it would have a nice acronym and very easy for you to remember, we used LEARN, and the only thing that we called was Lagos. So we say that now using Lagos, it limits us to where Lagos we can State. Go, so we have changed it to leadership, and that's really what we stand for, good leadership and good governance.
You talked about leadership, that one of the programs you do is Catch Them Young, that's preparing young people for the position of leadership. We always say that young people are the leaders of tomorrow. How do you think, let me talk about the political class now, in referring to leadership. We are yet to have an egalitarian society, all right? How do you think that these young people, having gained all the skills, all the knowledge, having acquired all these things that are required to maintain a position of leadership, how do you think they can break through the political class that we have right now?
Well, just like I always tell the young people in my life, that there's nothing that is served a la carte. You must work for it. You must show the interest. You must develop yourself. Nobody's going to invite the young people. If it was possible, it would start from the small unit, which is the family, the home front. Moms and dads will never release their authority to you to say, okay, now you're grown up, so you become the mom and dad. No. Do you understand? So, and that's the way it comes in. But the moment you show some kind of responsibility and you say, I'm old enough, I'm an adult, I can take care of the younger ones, I can actually take care of this family, I can speak for the family, then they will be relaxed and say, okay, you can be in front and we will follow, and see that if you want to fall down, we hold you up, ensure that you stand in every time. And that's the way it goes for politics as well. It's the same thing, just like the home front. For politics, you must show commitment, you must show dedication, you must show that you are focused. The youth must show, the young ones, young adults, must show that they can be there. Don't go begging for anything. It is the skills that you show, the way that you prepare yourself, and the things that you say and do that people will entrust their lives onto you.
Okay, so when you were younger, when you were much younger, you worked as a trainee journalist before you moved to the British Council in 1987. Why didn't you continue pursuing that dream as a journalist? Why did you make that switch?
What happened then was that I really did not make up my mind what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Because I come from a home where you are allowed to be. My father was not fussy. My mom was not fussy either. So it's like, if you decide to say this is what you want to do today, they tell you, try your best and see if it works out for you. So then I went to Sketch and I was employed as a trainee journalist. And I was always covering court cases. And I didn't find it pleasant.
Okay, that was your
bit pleasant. I was covering court cases as well as they were launching things there. That season was launching of one product or the other, launching. And I was saying, this is all I'm going to do all of my life. Just covering launches and all that. No real story. And we really do not have that experience in investigative journalism. Maybe that would have challenged me. I'm somebody who likes challenges. And that's why at the end of the day, I decided to quit journalism and go for the secretariat course so that I could become a secretary, I could become a personal secretary, and then be there assisting and supporting my boss to excel, So, and I knew then that I could always do things. I love to do things on my own, put things in order, manage people and all that. So that gave me the flexibility to be able to do that. And that was why I did that course and then joined the British Council.
You're on to Leading Women on Splash 105.5 FM. I am Titilope Oyeola, and my guest for today is former First Lady of Lagos State, Dame Abimbola Fashola. She's also the founder of Leadership Empowerment and Resource Network. We'll take this break, and when we come back, we'll talk more about this amazing woman. Welcome back. It's Leading Women on Splash 105.5 FM, and I'm still hosting the former First Lady of Lagos State and the founder of Leadership Empowerment and Resource Network. I'm talking about Dame Abimbola Fashola. Before we went on that break, we were talking about what you did as a young person and how you made the switch to working at the British Council. Now, what were your dreams as a child? Would you say that they are in tandem with what you're doing at the moment?
Truly speaking, I don't think I had any dream. Just like I told you,
wow.
I came from a free home. So if you decided to sit at home 24/7, my father did not say anything.
Wow.
So it's not from a home that you say, oh, go and do this, you have to do this, you have to try your best and this. And my parents allowed us to be free, to take our decision and do whatever we wanted to do.
Would you say you're lucky? Because people say that you have to dream big and achieve big. If you do not have a dream, you can't achieve anything. But you said you didn't particularly have any, and you're here today.
When people say that, sometimes I laugh because I'm one of the testimonies of those who don't even. If you ask me, where do I want to be in 5 years, I really do not know. I allow God, the will of the Lord, to happen in my life, and that's it.
Wow.
He is the driver of my life.
Okay. So in an interview you granted a few years back, you made a statement. You said that our roles you're talking about women, that our roles are to support our husbands, not for us to be the forerunners. Are you saying that women should not take active leadership roles?
No, that's not it. What I'm saying is that if you find yourself in a home, if you find yourself married, and you have first your responsibilities to your husband and your home. You may have your career. You may have something that is very fulfilling. You understand?
Yes.
But you can't excel in your career. Something would lack behind. So you must manage both. You must manage your home as well as your career, so that in anything you're not found wanting. And you must be able to prioritize. So that if you are a career woman, or a professional woman, or a 9-to-5 woman, and you are married, maintaining your home should be your priority as well, not just the job.
So who is a career woman, if I may ask? Because earlier you were talking about the fact that for some women, their work is their family, So how would you describe a career woman in your opinion?
A career woman, as far as I'm concerned, is somebody who's doing something that is the person cares about, something that you have a great passion for, and you do it effortlessly. So that if you find yourself, so to say, that you're a caterer now, you enjoy going to your job every blessed morning. You're just praying, oh, let tomorrow come in. Let me just sleep tonight. Tomorrow I'm designing something else. I'm discovering a new meal to present to people and all that. Just fulfilling your own desire in life. And then when you're a mother as well, because then you're just not a career woman anymore. You have included another part of you, which is the human side. You must ensure that everything you touch, or everywhere you find yourself, you are excelling in it. That's what I believe in.
Should women be in politics?
Women can be in politics if you find it interesting.
How far should
if it's your passion.
Do you see a woman becoming the president of this nation? Or, let's even come down, being the governor of a state?
It's possible. If we have what we must understand is that the politics of our own, in our own country, it's not as easy as the politics you see all over the world, the rest of the world.
What's the difference?
The difference is that we are not practicing politics the way we should practice it. It's not about those who merit it. It's about those who have been put into it, or so to say, nominated, selected, to say, this is the person you should follow. And knowing us for who we are, for any woman to support any other woman, the woman must be outstanding. It's just not the way we support the men, Sometimes you have the men with so many queries and all. But for a woman to become the governor of any state in our country, the woman must be up there. If you can say no blemishes at all, is there anyone who doesn't have any blemish?
Even the men do have.
That's what I'm saying, but they don't look at that.
So
for the men, they don't.
Think that women are sidelined?
They are sidelined because I know that most women complain to me that they are there and they come out, they vie for the post and all, and then few weeks or few months down the lane, when it's election time or primaries time, they tell them step down for somebody else to pick it up, for a man to pick it up, and that has always been the procedure.
What can we do
it has not changed.
That? What can we do?
Like I told some women, I said, women must have parties as well.
Wow.
When we have our parties, nobody will be telling you to step down for a man. Because then it's a female party, and we are saying, okay, this is, if Titilope is the best person for the job, let's all support Titilope. Let's all put in all that we have, our financial capabilities, provide, let's give in our own time to support Titilope. Let's campaign for Titilope. But Titilope herself must have done her groundwork. You can't fly in tomorrow for election that's taking place the following day. You must be grounded. They must know you within your community. They must know you within your local government. You must have been there serving them religiously.
Are you interested in politics?
Not at all. It's not my calling.
Wow. So you only did all of that because you wanted to support your
supporting
husband.
my husband to succeed.
I also read one of your interviews sometime you granted a particular news media, and you were saying that you just want, that was towards the end of your administration as First Lady of Lagos State, and you were saying that you were just happy that the tenure was running over and you were happy to be going back home to your family. Now that your husband has picked up another appointment, which perhaps is more demanding as the Minister of Power Works and Housing, first of all, how did you react? How did you take it?
That's a big question. Because as far as I was concerned, I felt it was done. We were through with public life. and then we were going back home to be with our family. Because one thing most people do not realize is that in everything that we did then and that my husband was doing, our children could not live like normal children.
Why? How do you mean?
Because they would always judge them. The son of Abimbola Fashola and Abimbola Fashola. Look at what they are doing. And this is what any child within their age group would
have done.
So one, the children felt bad.
Wow.
So going for this one again, well, just like we always say as human, we give God the glory. And just like people would say, my husband says every time, the reward for hard work is more work. So since it's a saying, he got the result himself.
More work. So how are you coping with that? How are you dealing with it?
Well, that's a bit different because one, I'm not in the social life anymore. I'm not in the public life, so to say, quote and unquote. And then because he's working from Abuja, he works in Abuja. The children go to school in Lagos. They live in Lagos. So I am here in Lagos.
Because of the children?
Just managing the home as well. So that's why I say it depends on wherever you find yourself. For a woman who is married, you first think of your family before you think of any other thing. Because whatever you do, either good or bad, would have repercussion on the family. So for a married woman and wanting it to succeed, wanting your children to excel in whatever they find themselves doing, the focus is primarily to your home. And that's what my husband used to tell them then as well, that the home front. Don't invite my wife to anything. Don't include my wife in any function that you are doing. Our job is the home front. You voted for me. I got the job. I will do what I'm supposed to do. But she has to keep the home.
So speaking about the home, your husband is of a different faith from you. How do you manage the home front with the religious difference?
There's nothing to manage. We knew from the onset that he's a Muslim. I'm a Christian. And then we got married in the church, Catholic church.
Okay.
And the rule with marrying someone who is not a Catholic in our doctrine is that for the children, until they are 18 years, you would allow them to go with their mother to church to build up their spiritual life.
Oh.
But they are baptized, as well as they have their Muslim names. On the naming ceremony is the Muslim one, because it's the father that owns the children. In our own culture, in Nigeria, it's the father that owns the children. So they do the Muslim naming ceremony and all. So they have their Muslim names and they have their Christian names as well.
So being Muslim, when you married him, in the early years of your marriage, were you not scared? Didn't you nurse that fear that he was going to take another wife because his religion permits such?
Is it the religion that permits it?
That's the explanation many of them give.
They say it's in the doctrine there, in the religion. You can have more than one wife. But the clause is there. If you can love them equally. Is it possible to love everyone equally? Even the children that you give birth to. It's not possible to love them equally. So if you cannot fulfill that, you don't have any business with another wife.
So you never...
Just stick to your one.
You never imagined that he was going to take another wife?
I don't imagine things.
So how
I don't dream about things. I don't imagine things.
How did you meet?
How did I meet my husband? We met at my friend's engagement party. My best friend then was having an engagement party.
Okay.
And then I was supporting her, being just like me. I'm very handy when it comes to party. I can't sit down. I'm always here and there helping and supporting and ensuring that everything is going well and all. And then his father saw me and then approached me and said, "Oh, who am I?" And I introduced myself and all. And he said, "I would like you to meet my son. He will soon be here." So he came in and we exchanged our numbers and addresses and all, and that was how it started off.
What did you admire about him, Or what do you still admire about your husband?
He's been straightforward and honest. Been straightforward, saying it the way it is. You know.
Okay. So what are your greatest aspirations as of now? You have achieved a lot, and you're still on the way to you have your hands on a lot of other things. What are those things that you look forward to achieving at this point in your life?
I don't even think I have achieved anything at all. The only time I would say, Father, thank you for all that you have done through me, is when I see that our society is sane and everybody's acting the way we should. Everybody's doing what you should be doing at the time you're doing it, and respecting one another and showing love to mankind.
Is that possible?
We would get there. We just need to keep speaking about it, training those who don't have an idea what it is to love and to show love to other people and supporting what people need. Sometimes I tell people, it's just some people don't need your money, they don't need anything from you, it's just your time and your listening ear. And when we are able to do that to one another and find out what's happening with our neighbor, if our neighbor is eating or not, and helping them to survive by the day, and being there, you know, showing that brotherly and sisterly love to one another, then I know God has answered my prayer and I have done that which I should do.
Okay, the program is Leading Women right here on Splash 105.5 FM. I am Titilope Oyeola and I'm still playing host to my leading woman for today, the former First Lady of Lagos State and the founder of Leadership Empowerment and Resource Network. I'm talking about Her Excellency, Dame Abimbola Fashola. I've been speaking with the former First Lady of Lagos State, Dame Abimbola Fashola. Now we're going to go on a lighter mode now. How will you describe your fashion sense? I was reading something you wrote some time ago, and you said that one of the things that you missed as being First Lady was the fact that you couldn't dress the way you wanted. You couldn't just put on your jeans and your shirt and walk out of the house. How will you describe your fashion sense?
Then or now?
Does it change?
Now I'm a changed person. I'm back to Abimbola Fashola. I'm no longer the wife of the governor of the state. You know, so I can wear my jeans, I can wear my t-shirts,
okay.
I can wear my shirts, I can go off. But one thing I think I have not been able to do is open my hair.
Why?
And I'm always covering it and all. I think I got used to it. What I have done in the last 8-9 years, you know, it's so difficult for me now to leave them open and then just walk around.
Is it a rule that all First Ladies must wear a hair gel or something?
No, it's not. It's just that, you know, because you have to be formal and you're not complete without you tying it on.
Exactly.
You know, so it's not a rule, so to say, and it's something that I've got so used to. So even when I'm trying as much as possible to open it up, I just find out I'm looking for my turban and I'm saying, no, I need to tie, or if I don't have, I look for those plain ones and I'm tying it. So I tell people, I said, that is one thing I've not been able to do. But most times when I'm not in the country, I'm able to do that. Okay. Because then I'm walking around with my jeans and you won't even know that it's me. I'm free and that's who I am. I'm a tomboy. And I've gone back to my tomboyish life.
What do you admire most about yourself?
The ability to be there for everyone. The ability to be there for everyone.
You must have a large heart.
That's what makes me fulfilled. You know, I can't hear that somebody has a problem and then I'm sitting down. I won't even be able to sleep until we can find a solution to it. And that's what I always tell everyone. Whatever you're going through, speak out. Just speak out. There'll be somebody who would help you. If the first person is not able to help, but speak to those who can assist and give you positive assistance, not those who would laugh at you or those who can't contribute anything good to your life. You know, so you must be able to have confidence that you can speak to. If chips are down, please, 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 don't keep it to yourself. We need to help one another. And that's what I think I love most about myself.
So how do you relax? How do you let your hair down?
I listen to music.
What kind of music?
All sorts of music, pop, what have you. I am a disco person, so I listen to the pop music. I go for entertainment shows. I attend most of the entertainment shows, comedy, musical, point of view, because that's the only way I let myself, my guards down, and I feel relaxed, and I have my own leisure. And I watch Yoruba films, I watch nice English films, and all that. You know, something to just unwrap yourself on a daily basis.
Okay, but before we go, in the past 8 to 10 years, or in Lagos State has experienced something that a lot will agree as a transformational, difference. What will you say is responsible for that? Is it the pattern of leadership or a similarity in ideology, or what is responsible for that transformation?
You can put the two together, because most times when we find ourselves as leaders, there are two things that happen. It's either you want to become a good leader, or you just want to be a leader in the name alone, and not inspiring or empowering or changing people's lives, so to say. And my husband would always say that there's nobody who can help Nigeria or make Nigeria great. Nigerians alone are the ones who will take the decision and say, this is where we want to see ourselves in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, and work towards achieving it. And putting in the right people who would have the right vision and who knows what the problem is, the foundational root, and be able to work through it and ensure that at every stage you're seeing the differences and nurturing it so that it will mature.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure having you, Dame Abimbola Fashola. I enjoyed speaking with you on Leading Women today.
Thank you very much, Titilope.
All right, that's it on this segment of Leading Women, and we will go over to the streets now. You want to find out what we found out on the streets today. It's Leading Women. Don't go anywhere. All right, that was Dame Abimbola Fashola there, and it is now time to go over to the street. This segment is called Woman on the Street. So today we're asking the woman on the street, what is your opinion about domestic violence? Take a listen to Voices from the Streets.
It's not a good thing, and so many things can cause it. Poverty, nonchalant attitude from wife to the husband, unsubmissive spirit can cause it.
An empowered woman will not stay subject to abuse forever.
I can say it's very bad. It's a very bad thing. In fact, anybody that they caught doing such a thing, they should even sentence that person dead imprisonment straight away.
A normal husband is not supposed to be beating his wife or maltreating the wife or torturing the family as well. The man is supposed to be taking proper care of the family.
There are ways we can resolve conflict in marriage without resorting to violence.
When a man is beating his wife, there's no more love. When there's love, you have no right to beat your wife.
We should put a stop to it.
I feel it's just bad. It brings dishonor to anybody that it has happened to. And I feel people out there should come out more. It's not that after the whole thing now goes to an extent whereby, okay, it's at the critical stage, you now start telling people. Once it starts, find a way to tell people, find a way to get out of it. You don't have to stay there.
Until victims take up the responsibility of prosecuting the crime of domestic violence, it cannot be curbed.
Don't say, okay, because my kids, I have to take care of my kids, I have to stay back. No, you have to fight for your life first. A person that can eat you to an extent whereby you are being hospitalized can eat you to an extent whereby you get to your grave.
Women and men out there that believes that something justifies it. A wife that does not sleep with her husband deserves to be beaten. A wife that does not cook food or burns food deserves to be beaten. All these mindsets are wrong.
Every woman that finds herself in a marriage that she's domestically abused, I think she should leave that marriage. She should leave the marriage as soon as possible. She shouldn't stay in such marriage. And before getting married, I think every relationship, in courtship, she should have seen some signs while courting her husband. I feel those that are not married yet, if you see such signs, please, I think you should leave that relationship and don't just end up in marriage with such person.
It's a very bad thing that is not supposed to happen anyway.
There is nothing that justifies domestic violence.
Welcome back. That was Woman on the Street, and it is about time to wrap it up on today's edition of the program Leading Women right here on Splash 105.5 FM. For comments and observation, if you have any contribution, you can send a text to 0805 699 8705. My sound engineer is Oluwafolajimi Adeyefa. I'm going to leave you in the hands of this beautiful woman, and this song is called Intentionally Woman by Ogecha. Till we see again next time, I am Titilope Oyeola. Don't forget, every woman matters.
There's this charming lady I met the other day. She walks into a room with a charismatic sway. She opens up her mouth and the place begins to glow. 'Cause when her words start pouring out, they gush out in a flow. I know her as a mother and I know her as a friend. The kind of grace she carries from a source that never ends. But here's a little secret, no, she wasn't born this way. She chose her path and stayed with it, and here she is today. Takes only one step to be who you want to be, and shine, and shine. It only takes you one step to be who you want to be, and shine, and shine. Intentionally woman. Intentionally woman. She brightens up the atmosphere with everything she does. A daughter of the Most High King, an oracle of love. No mountain high or valley low can make her change her course. Her eyes are set upon the prize, and there would be no loss. Oh, she is a revelation, a plethora of ideas. And as her age increases, she is flourishing in years. Oh, flash of eyes, a warm embrace that only she can give. This life that she's been given, she has made a choice to live. Takes only one step to be who you want to be, and shine, and shine. It only takes you one step to be who you want to be, and shine, and shine. Intentionally woman. They say no finger is equal. Life's not a bed of roses. Not everyone will win. Somebody's got to lose. Who told you this is who you are? Why believe that this is where you fall? Rise up, you need to take your all up in your head. Takes only one step to be who you want to be, and shine, and shine. It only takes you one step to be who you want to be, and shine. Just need one step. You only need one. Takes only one step to be who you want to be, and shine. One step. And shine. It only takes you one step to be who you want to be, and shine. Shine, shine. Intentionally woman. Intentionally woman.